Thanks ever so much for joining me, and I hope you're having a splendiferous day. Today, I'm really hoping to plug, if I may, a website that I think you should all have a little look at if you're interested in sort of literature, but in the auditory form. So when I was a kid, I say I read Harry Potter books, but actually, certainly the first two or three, I used the audiobooks with Stephen Fry, who was narrating the stories. So, without meaning to be too much of a tangent, I really want to bring to your attention there's this fabulous website called Miette's Bedtime Story Podcast. And I mean, I originally accessed this not via the website, but via iTunes Store, and I downloaded podcasts on my iPod, and it's short stories, and they go back quite a way now. I first discovered them in 2009, but there's still a lot of really great stuff on there, and essentially it's this lovely lady called Miette who reads these stories, and the idea, I think, is that you listen to them, whenever you want, but it's quite good at bedtime when you're just settling in, you're just having a bit of a wind down, a bit of me or you time, and I think it's a really wonderful site. So I'll put the link in the description, and do check it out. And it's sort of been an inspiration for me to do my own sort of reading of short stories and poems and all that sort of thing, as you'll discover on the channel as it expands, hopefully. And I suppose that leads sort of into my first sort of experience of like ASMR on YouTube and online, back when YouTube wasn't the only video streaming service. But I think I remember when I was about 17 or 18, when I was like at school, sixth form college in the UK, and I was sort of having problems settling down at night, struggling to get stuff out of my head from school. The stresses of exams and coursework and all that sort of thing, and remembering the notion of, well, once you've done your exams, you've then got several months of summer before your next thing, which for me was a gap year. But so when I was at school, I had slight sleeping problems towards the end, and certainly at uni as well, at university, for similar sort of reasons. So I think I found videos on YouTube by accident, just because of the fact that they were related to other videos I'd seen. So there were these sort of meditation style videos where you sort of had a guided meditation going on with description, and then there'd be like the related videos, and I'd look at Bob Ross, who is an absolute ASMR legend, as I'm sure many of you will know, and then you'd then find it was like a sort of, for want of a better term, a domino effect in terms of the sorts of videos and content that I was finding and the channels, and I think it's such a difficult thing, like listing like favorite content creators in terms of ASMR, that I'm not going to do it today. I also don't want to be mentioning names and then not others, simply because I've been subscribed to so many ASMR artists over the year on my sort of viewing channel, and I wouldn't want to leave anybody out. But I think it's incredible the way that it's developed over the years. I mean, I've had countless cranial nerve exams and countless eye exams and ear exams, doctor visits, that sort of thing, over the years, virtually, even though I do love a good real life optician visit, eye exam visit, when I do actually experience proper ASMR. And the thing is, I mean, in some cases, ASMR, it's kind of entering the meme world as well, because now it's such a thing that so many people know about, compared to what it was before, when I certainly felt that it was a bit of a secret thing, and something that I couldn't really admit to, because, well, it's quite hard to explain, really. but I think now it's much easier to explain. But in terms of the memes, you've got, establishing your suit size and navy suit for war. You've got Patrick LaFontaine's exam with all the sorts of references going on there. You've then got these unintentional ASMR channels when certain videos are sort of put up that aren't like supposed to be ASMR, but they've sort of been received as such. So I think it's a marvelous area of YouTube. It's just such a challenge, I think, for people to be different, and the production quality of so many of these videos is just astounding. The equipment that's used, but even like beyond the equipment, it's the inspiration, it's the preparation, and the dedication to the whole thing. It's tremendous, and it must take so much time. And I really, I really appreciate, and I'm sure everybody else does, the amount of work that goes into these sorts of videos. So it's great, and it's something that I, can only dream of doing eventually. But we've got to see what happens with, my work life, my social life, my furlough life. Obviously, at the time that I'm recording this, we're in the UK in a lockdown because of the coronavirus and the way that it's, affecting so many things. So who knows what's going to happen, really. But like, as I've said in previous videos, I'm sort of trying to train in the line of work of voiceover and using one's voice as a sort of a profession, without giving too much away of what my other job is. One of my jobs that I'm completely furloughed from uses my voice almost entirely and exclusively. So I think I'm trying to find other ways to use my voice and just to see what I can do with it. But it's, the use of one's voice in public at the moment is seen to be one of those quite dangerous things, or it certainly was this time nearly a year ago when it all sort of kicked off. So we're in a completely weird time at the moment, and I'm sure so many other people have done sort of similar rambling videos about what's going on. So we've just got to wait and see with what's going on. Anyway, I think that's probably all for my ramble today, but thank you ever so much for listening, and I'm going to try and produce videos on a hopefully regular basis, maybe every couple of days, and that sort of thing, again depending on the sort of content I find to produce. But thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope that you have a lovely rest of day, and take care. Bye for now.